Hi everyone, welcome back to episode 40 of AgogeTV with me, your host Phil Leonard.
And I'm your host Josh Summersgill.
On today's show we have Lee and Rach, the power couple of CrossFit River Mersey, I believe. Again, I'm going to throw it straight over to Lee and Rach to basically introduce themselves and tell us a bit more. We'll start off with Lee because he looks the most nervous. So first things first, guys, how did you get into CrossFit and where did you find it? And, the usual, what was your first workout like? And why on earth would you come back after doing that to yourself?
Yeah, well, I started CrossFit roughly 4.5, maybe 5 years ago now. Probably 4.5 years maybe. Mm-hmm. And I just come out of the army. What happened, I used to play football prior to joining the army, and then I had a bit of an injury on my knee, and I thought, football's kind of done. But went to the army, and when I was in the army, I wanted to do something competitive, and I didn't know what it was, but obviously I was always been quite fit. And then the army had put, used to have these inter-battalion competitions. So every Wednesday you'd have sports day, and then first Wednesday of every month it would be your battalion against another battalion in a selected sport. It'd be football, rugby, whatever it was, and they change it all the time. And then one day they just came up with this week we're going to do CrossFit because I think someone in the battalion done CrossFit, and there was another sergeant who done CrossFit, and these people suggested it. So every battalion went and got their fittest lads to represent their section or battalion or whatever it was. And I got selected to represent ours, but it was a small team of 4 or 5 or something. So I done it, and the one lad who'd done it before, who was competing, he was meant to be the one who was there good, and I beat him on a head-to-head WOD, and I thought, wow, I'm made for this. I'm the was at the time, and I thought, you know what I mean? Before
going to the games.
Yeah, honestly,
I am the Scouts Rich Froning.
Thinking this is me, because I knew I was coming up to the end of my time in the army, I think, and I was like when I get out of the army, I'm going to find a CrossFit gym, and lo and behold, I went and found the CrossFit gym, which was CrossFit River Mersey. I knew some people who went there from who I knew from Bayars. They recommended the gym. Obviously went there, and first few sessions I thought, yeah, it confirmed that was the greatest thing ever at CrossFit. And then I done my first hero WOD, which was Co. And wow, I got the wind blew right out of me. Well, what happened was it was Co's 10 rounds of ring press ups, thrusters, and it's 10 reps of each and 10 rounds. So 10 ring press ups, 10 thrusters, 10 rounds. Went out the gate. I think it was some of the sessions I'd done when I first started were just the people who go to the gym just to enjoy the gym, but I'd never been in a session with the people who were good, if you know what I mean. Yeah. So I had a false sense of how good I was going in there, and then because I'd trained with other people again, I had another false sense confirmed to me. But this time I've done it with a few lads who'd done it for a while, who were fit and good lads, and I went out the first round unbroken, second round broken. And I finished the WOD. I got to the time cap. I think I'd only done 7 rounds. I was the only one who never finished, and I was dead. I was absolutely dead. On the way home, I stopped by the pub not too far from the gym and had to have a 10-minute sleep. I'd completely flattered out, and I was ashamed. I was like, I'm not going back. I'm done. But I did, because you're hooked, aren't you?
Yeah.
I've done co since, and I finished it. So I was proud to see that I did overcome my weakness. But yeah, man, it killed me, and that's what I loved about it. I think in the end, I love that no matter how great you think you are, you're just going to get humbled, and it was
it's kind of it's pretty good that because most people have the opposite experience. They show up to CrossFit and they find out that actually they're really not very fucking good at this. I knew I was good when I first went to CrossFit. I was like, I'm gonna be all right at this. I can climb a rope. I'll be all right. Do you know what I mean? And then I got there and they were like, power cleans. I'm like, power what? I got my ass handed to me, as you do.
It takes a while, doesn't it, before you know the difference between a clean and a snatch? Like, it's like clean, and it's like, and I try, no, it's not that. And like, yeah, but it's just loads. I think like when I started, a lot of the ones that I first done as well were very transferable from what I'd done in the army. So like, because I was new, they probably like would put me in like, I don't know whether I was fortunate to get like easier WODs or whatever, but a lot of the WODs seemed to favour bodyweight stuff, press ups, sit ups, rope climbs. Yeah, they were what we done in the army. As soon as the barbell came out, man, what's a thruster? Never. Well, yeah.
Fuck thrusters. Yeah.
Like,
I've had a bad experience with thrusters lately, so we'll stay clear of them. Rach, how did you get going with it? Where did you start?
I've been doing it for about 3 years, and I only started it just because I'd heard of it, but I'd obviously never done it before. But I started doing CrossFit Witness.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I used to coach there.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Well, I started.
We don't talk about it though.
I was on a school placement in Knowsley, so Witness was quite close for me. So I started there. My first WOD was Riley, which is
your surname.
Yeah. What was it? A mile long, and then 150 babies, I think, and then another.
Oh, excellent.
On the mile run about 10 times, and I rep cheated all the babies. 150. I think I did about 80. Rep cheated, and then stopped about 12 times on the last mile.
See, that's your first workout?
It's not even a mile, it's a mile and a half.
A mile and a half?
Yeah, mile and a half, 150 burpees, a mile and a half.
Yeah, I did about 80 burpees, but yeah. I don't know why I came back, you know.
Wow.
But yeah, that was my first was.
But you did come back. We always say the people that die on that very first workout and come back, they're the ones, they're your members for life, them ones. They're the ones that are going to be doing CrossFit forever.
Did you guys meet at CrossFit?
Well, yeah.
Awesome.
Well, then I left there and went to Mersey,
Yeah.
And then bumped into him.
Seen this handsome redhead locked lad just doing ring muscle ups, and
He started doing ring muscle ups when I was.
Good lad. Good lad.
Did you walk through the door and he cold jumped up, started doing muscle ups and
well, it couldn't have gone
back
any
up rises and
I think the week after I met her, and this is no word of a lie, the week after I'd met her and we were obviously still like getting to know each other, I was messing around on the rings again on the Saturday morning and ruptured my bicep tendon. Shit. So that backfired. The warm up now is definitely the model of the stone there. And yeah, our first 4 dates were in hospital.
Then I popped my finger with the plates.
Yeah, she dropped the plates on her fingers when she was doing back squats. And obviously I ruptured my arm and then I had to get an operation after it. So then, but the operation had to be done within a few days or you lose the tendon. And my bicep popped up. And our first 4 dates, but then she had to go back to the walk-in centre to get her stitches and all that out. And that's our first 4 dates were in medical establishments. Yeah.
So you guys are built to last, absolutely.
CrossFit is, by the way, it's safe and like not dangerous, honest.
Was done through our stupidity and not under the watchful eye of a coach.
Throwing that disclaimer right out there, I love it.
Something I wanted to ask you, Lee, as well is I didn't know you was actually an ex-Scotty, but when a lot of like sort of ex-military come into CrossFit, they're looking to sort of replace that. The whole camaraderie thing that they had when they was obviously in the forces. Obviously, you're surrounded by like-minded people, and obviously you all got each other's back, and so on and so forth. Did you find you got that from CrossFit?
Well, yeah, but mine wasn't so much. I'd missed that from the army though. Mine was more that I'd spent all my life playing football, and like, yeah, I'd like football was the dressing room and the lads and all that was kind of like what. So it was kind of like that was where I initially got that sort of feeling and sort of camaraderie type of thing, and then I got it in the army as well, and like it was very like-minded people and all that in the army as well. But like the army, it was more like that feeling had been initiated through football, and so like, and then obviously the competitive side of football and stuff like that. So yeah, I was replacing that. That's what I was looking for, was to find that like thing that I'm addicted to, that thing that like, you know, the lads and like, you know, all striving for the same goal and stuff like that. But yeah, it was more, but in my head, you're probably right in the way you say from the army, but in my head, it was replacing it from missing in a football, because, you know, I just see I got an injury and stuff like that, which you already know about. I've done my knee like several times now. And yeah, it's because I wanted to replace what I was missing, and I kind of did in the army, and you know, I've done it at CrossFit.
Nice.
Awesome.
Excellent. So obviously you two train together a lot, which I know from experience doesn't generally go well.
I know.
I tried training with my missus as lockdown started, and she was like, "You're taking my mat," and I'm like, "What?"
Yeah.
Like, I just moved over a little bit, like, to make more room, and she's like, "No, you're taking my mat," and I'm like, "We're not." Fuck off. Carry on with my burpees. That's so. How do you guys? Does it cause any arguments, or do you just?
Most of them we don't talk to each other till it finishes.
Usually we've had the argument before the WOD started. So then the argument is all completely in silence, and then at the end we well done, bump fists or high five and my mates again. So like, as the endorphins are all running through us. But what you said then about the mat, like your girlfriend saying you're taking my mat, like today we were doing a WOD, went down to the running track by ours, and it was an 800 meter buy-in, then it was 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 burpees, air squats, 30 doubling every round, and then cash out 800 meter run.
Nice.
I went off quick on my run, because she's been wadding and I've not really been wadding. I've been concentrating on running lately, and I thought, right, I'll go off on the run and try and get ahead of her. And because like she's fitted, I'm not going to argue with it. She's fitted at the moment. I mean, like, and I'm hoping to change that.
Look how smug Rach is there. She's like, "Yeah, I am."
I'll fly off on the run, and she can like try and catch me on the WOD. Went round, and I done my first round of burpees, first round of air squats, my double unders, and I wiped me 10, because I said we both put like 10, wrote our numbers down so that you could wipe it off yourself so you don't get confused. Yeah. I wiped mine off, and she went, "Can you wipe mine off as well?" And I was like, "You're not up to this bit yet." But if I say, because I took my time to walk to the board and wipe it off, she's not going to lose that time walking to the board. Don't say, "No, you've got to wipe it," because then she'll think I'm being immature. So then in the end, I went, "Yeah." Later on, when she overtook me, I was like, "Can you wipe mine off as well?"
Like the other week, when we were doing I think we had to do 300 burpees in the middle of the warehouse, and I knew I was ahead of him, and I was ahead by 10, and he went, "What are you on?" And I went, 97. "What are you on?" I went, 97. I was like, I think we spent 10 minutes in the middle of the "You're on 87.
And we're going up and down, going, "No, you shut up," and down and up. We look back, I was on 87 and she was on 97, so she was right and I was actually wrong, as per usual.
I love that, because it's like, I think the cool thing for you guys is it's just sort of like mid-workout bickering, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? It's quite funny. Like, how do you... So, I already know the answer to this question from like working with you two, but if Rach was doing something wrong in a certain movement, right, and Lee, let's say you come over to her to offer her some form of advice to correct it, how well would that information be received?
Well, I've learned now, if I get advice from Rachel, I go to you and tell you to tell her, because it's just not worth me saying it, or anyone for that matter, like Phil. Go and get a random postman and get him. It'll go down a lot more better than me.
It's funny, because
taking advice, she's fantastic at taking advice and takes everything on board. She just, if it comes from me, it's just not worth it.
I do the exact same thing. Like, exact same thing. If I need anything done by my missus, like if I wanted to do the fucking dishes, I'm tempted to get Josh to ask. Do you know what I mean? Like, just.
We done one a couple of, I think it was when you were learning pistols, and she was trying to get it for age, and I was like, just do this, that, and the other, and it wasn't working. And one of the lads come over, one of the other coaches, Steve Triggs, and said, obviously he wasn't watching us doing it. I think like he just sort of caught onto us doing it at one point and just came over and just said, try this, Rach.
He said, lean back into it.
Something I'd already said, and something I'd said to her loads, and Rach just, oh yeah, done it, bang, back up straight away. First ever pistol, and I went, that's what right. And she went, oh, thanks, Steve. I told you that. And like, you're just not saying, no, I can't do that. Blah, blah, blah. And then Triggs comes over, says it in just a different accent.
To be fair, me and Josh have had this conversation before, and we always say there was a member at our gym, and we've been running through like a deadlift cycle or something. And I've been trying to teach you to deadlift properly for months on end, and I literally was like, so I kept saying to her, like, feel it in your hamstrings, and like you should push your hips back and all these things. And then Josh walked up to her and went, you should feel it in the backs of your legs. And she went, well, why didn't Phil say that? And I'm like, I was like, how I didn't lose my shit, I don't know. Well,
if I'm trying to tell Rach to like maybe like, you know, we're just doing some sort of strength exercise or just some. So a good one is like I can't think of the actual word, the name of them, but you know, like when it's sort of like rows, but you're sort of keeping your arms straight, engaging your core. It's more like a lat rock kind of thing. And I was trying to get her to do them kind of thing, you know, to try and transferable skill from like a muscle up, or, you know, like the bar muscle up or something, trying to build a lat. And she's like, I can't feel it there. And she picks a random muscle in her body, like she'll say, I feel it in my calf. And I'm like, no way you're feeling it where you're saying you're feeling it. And I think sometimes she's just trying to be contrary with me, like, but... We'll just keep doing it there. You'll build your calf up then, won't you?
So is it the same both ways? Like, Lee, would you take advice off Rach?
Yeah, but I've got an attitude where I think I know more and I don't need...
So no, then.
So...
Then it's more if he's lifting and if he misses, like, a snatch or whatever, I go... And it keeps going and misses. I go, lower the weight, no, and he'll keep going. And I say, lower it, and he doesn't. And then 20 minutes later, he'll lower it and get it. And he's like, oh, and I'm like, you should have just listened to me 20 minutes ago. And then he gets
it's an ego thing, innit?
For a guy, yeah, like if I miss a lift and my wife's watching, God help her, she's only trying to help. Like, I'll miss it, and she'll be like, oh, you didn't do this. And I'm like, I fucking know that.
It's horrible.
But like, because she's just trying to be nice, I'm like, oh, okay, thank you.
No, exactly.
When was it? We was in the gym. Sorry, go on, Lee.
It was when I was block snatching. That's the story you're gonna fucking tell.
It is. It's exactly what I was going to tell. So sorry, let me cut you off 1 second. So we're in the gym, and Josh is trying. He's trying snatch like 125 or something like that. It was
maxing out my block snatch.
Yeah, maxing out his block snatch, and he was going for a PB, and I think he was on his 11th attempt or something like that, and his missus just walked past.
Which I don't advise anybody doing, by the way. If you miss 3 times, stop it. Yeah. But anyway, go on.
But his missus walked past and she just went, you got fucking no chance, and walked off. I was like, oh wow. Like, I'd have snatched it just to piss her off. Like,
every now and then, like if we're doing a workout and it's got like some sort of like heavy lift, and you know, you have to build it up or whatever, and she sometimes you'll go, come on, you pussy, like that theory, and I'll be like, yeah, right then, and I'll still fail it, but yeah, sometimes she'll try and warm me up to try and get me to get it that way, like.
No, it's even worse when you miss it in the right and you're like, fuck.
Probably the worst one is like when, and you've been giving them like tips, or you've been given like, so I'll tell Rachel to use, and then you use that back on me. Everything I've told you, you say, oh, just do this, that, and I'm like, I can't even have a go at her for it because she's right. I just hate hearing it.
My missus does it all the time. I was squatting in the garden the other week, and she was like, you know, your heel comes up when you squat, and I'm like, yeah, I've been working on it for fucking 10 years. I'm like, but I've only been trying to fix that since I started CrossFit, mate. Okay.
You know what? I must admit, like, she does tell me to do things, and she is right. And the amount of time she said, Lee, you know, you're lifting your bum up early, or you're straightening your legs too soon, or you know what I mean. Something she gives me a tip, and like, and I can't see it, and like 99% of the time it's right, and then do end up getting it or make it feel easier, or just something. And it is nice that I've got her here to she does know now what she's now. I don't not like being condescending there, but she knows now what she's talking about in terms of lifting. She's had the tutelage of Josh as well in terms of lifting and stuff like that, as well as Kevin. She knows what she's talking about. So I've got like a pair of eyes on me when I'm doing something. Like she's got a pair of eyes on her when she's doing something. And like sometimes we argue and clash heads, but we both come at it from like a good place. We both want each other to do as well, and we don't want to see each other get hurt either. So we
think it's actually priceless, that having that set of eyes on you. I mean, whether it's like if you're on your own and you have to film your lifts and stuff, but if you've got someone watching you, and they don't have to know absolutely everything about what you're doing, but like something that me and Phil talk about as well is like, you don't need to be a coach to spot bad movement. Yeah. And like, you don't realize you're doing it half the time. Do you know what I mean? So you just need that person to go, oh, do you know you're doing that? It's like, oh, I didn't think I was doing that. Do you know what I mean? So it's definitely worth obviously having someone with you.
Like, I can text somebody who's never squatted in their life and show them a bad squat, and they'll go, that's bad. And they won't know why it's
Phil,
bad.
get your heels down.
Yeah, no, I'm like, fucking. To be fair, my missus is a fucking nightmare with stuff like that, because she's coached a little bit gymnastics and stuff like that. So she kind of has an idea of what's going on. But then, like, I feel like after 4 years of being with me, she should know better. Like, she should have noticed earlier that I lift my heels.
Emma's got really good potential. She just doesn't care.
No, she's
just not interested, is she?
I tell you what, like, last story about it, what she said to me when I was prepping for Athens?
Phil really likes Emma, by the way. Like, just to anyone that's listening, he doesn't hate his missus.
Right now, I could. But so, prepping for Athens with Josh and Mems, and obviously I'm happy that I can openly admit that Josh and Mems are a little bit fitter than me, just a little bit. So I'm like, look, we're having tea one night, and I'm like, look, we can't keep eating like this. Like, we're gonna have to sort our shit out. I'm gonna have to sort my shit out and make sure that my diet's on point, like leading up to Athens. And she went, well, that's not gonna help, is it? I was like, wow, fucking dagger right to the heart. Like, that's not gonna sort it out. What's that gonna do for you? I was like, that's not gonna get you good enough to compete with them, is it? I was like, fuck you. Anyway, yeah. So I'm just jealous of you two, basically, because you seem to have it nailed on.
Jealous of
and we do not.
It's just the same as everyone else. We just hide it better.
Nice. Another thing we wanted to ask you about as well is you started your own clothing brand.
Yeah. We started. It was Iron Clothing. It was it's a year ago now, it's probably more, like maybe 2 years maybe going on now. And yeah, it was we've just took a little bit of a rest with Iron Clothing at the moment, with all this virus thing going on, because obviously some of our products are coming from abroad and stuff like that.
So is that how it's pronounced? Iron?
Iron, yeah. So
yeah, I thought it was like, but it is Iron, isn't it?
House noise we went for, yeah.
Sorry, go on. Can't resist.
And obviously we had an idea a while back to start it was just mainly like t-shirts and stuff like that in regards to CrossFit, some sort of training tops and stuff. And we tried to branch out into other CrossFit like apparel and stuff, but never quite really worked because we just kept getting let down by manufacturers, overcharged, loads of stuff. And so obviously you could go with your genetic's not the right way of wording it, but like you go with like British-based manufacturers, and I found that an awful lot of competitions you go to, you'd see the same clothing on the stands, just with different logos on. So we tried to go abroad and try to get our own sort of stuff manufactured and made, and just so that we could be a little bit different. But that just opened another kind of worms in terms of logistics and prices and hidden fees and stuff like that. So at the moment we've took a rest, might be the wrong way of wording it, but we're just having a little bit of a rethink on what sort of where we're going with it, because we just think like we don't want to put out rubbish products. We don't want to look like we're trying to make money on people, because it's a business, but we don't see people as customers, if you know what I mean. We don't see people as pound signs. We kind of want to be part of the community in a way, if you know what I mean. We don't want to be like, okay, there's a profit there, let's charge this much from someone. We just wanted to bring nice t-shirts, nice clothing, put our twist on it, and just have a bit of pride about seeing some of our clothing out on the competition floor. Probably, I think that's mainly what we wanted to do. And yeah, so Iron stood for Enough Is Not Enough, and that was our first t-shirt. It was like a red Enough Is, and then Not Enough in gold. And
was that the black? Was it black and gold, that one? Did you say?
Gold, yeah. So
nice. That it was nice.
Yeah,
top.
we liked that one, and that was like where we started. And we got the name from as reading a book from Starbucks about how Starbucks became Starbucks, kind of thing, by the CEO. Right. And one of the sub chapters was Enough Is Not Enough, and I've just got thinking about it, and I thought, yeah, that's quite applicable. That and like some people like don't understand what I mean by when we say enough is not enough, but the thinking behind it was like, you know, if you want to be Matt Fraser, greatness requires more than just enough. Was kind of our motto. So it's like if you want to be Matt Fraser, and obviously we're not going to be Matt Fraser, but if you want to be the best version of something that you can be, just doing the bare minimum isn't going to be enough to cut it, kind of thing. So that was our phrase, was enough. Just doing enough isn't going to be enough. So yeah, that is, and so obviously an acronym of that would be AIN. So or EAN.
I remember.
It's actually it's a cool brand and a cool message, to be fair, and we know full well how hard it is to get, even just for the gym, to get decent t-shirts and to get things like we just want that. We've currently been looking into an online shop for just t-shirts, and it's so hard to just get that one little thing set up and get everything at a reasonable price. That is like, again, we could get one that every other CrossFit gym could have the same thing.
Yeah, that's what we were trying to do. And like, it is a lot of time. It is time consuming, and we both like work full time, and it was just all the problems and that. It was just getting a little bit.
Yeah, it was really annoying because like we've tried so many different routes with it. Manufacturers, we tried like people like from UK, people abroad, and then like for example, we made a design and got like the clothes made, and you look great, and then they came and they just were cheap and like tacky. Not tacky might be the wrong word, but there was just so many things wrong with it. It was like you just cost a fortune for like that. And then we found another manufacturer who was really professional and really good, and we were like, yeah, we like this, we like these, and then the prices were good and everything was good about it, and then we got the samples sorted, and then there was just a random £200 added onto it, like a charge and it was samples, and we were like, that was never discussed. Where's this random £200 for sample been added on? And it just knocked the wind out of our sails a little bit, to be honest, at the moment. So we've just thought, right, get this virus out the way, get all this lockdown sorted, have a little rethink, concentrate and see where we want to go and what direction we want to head in, whether we have to change our plan, change our direction or what. But we're just, at the moment, we just felt like we're at a little bit of a standstill in terms of what we can get, and we don't want to just put rubbish out, and we'd rather not put anything out than just put rubbish out and become seen as someone who's trying to make money on people. We just genuinely not. As I say, for me, some of the proudest moments, we got a text the other day of she got the text off one of our friends, Sarah, who said she was on a run and she was running past someone who she had her iron top on, and she was running past some random fella who had an iron top on. And I was like, wow, you know, I might have known that other fella, but like, that's just a random fella we're getting around. And then like, we've got people who have like done competitions who we don't know, and just seen pictures of them wearing them on the competition floor, and it's just like, man, and like, the money, it's not a money maker business for us. It's more something that we want to do it. We enjoy doing, and like, we want to get back to enjoy doing it. At the moment, we weren't really enjoying doing it. We felt like we were banging our heads against a brick wall and not making any forward steps with it. So
I suppose it's frustrating as well, because like for you guys, like you just said, the reason you're doing it is like, it's quite intrinsic. Do you know what I mean? Like, you just want to create a product that people can wear, and like, you know, and that's what you want to do. But it's hard, isn't it? Because for that to happen, it also has to make a certain amount of money so that it doesn't become like a relentless chore for you guys, because you've both got full-time jobs. And obviously all these obstacles in terms of suppliers and stuff. So yeah, I get that. It's not easy, but just like you say, once this virus is lifted and stuff, just keep going with it.
So a cool story I heard, because I listen to far too many podcasts, is it was on the Loud and Live podcast with the guys that started Noble.
Oh yeah.
And obviously, so they basically launched their brand and they didn't have a product to sell.
Okay, yeah.
So they didn't have anything. Like they knew they wanted t-shirts, trainers, blah blah blah, clothing. You know what I mean? They had an idea of what they were going to have, but like they still didn't have their brand at the end. Like at a point where they were like, right, well, we'll just make content.
Yeah.
And that's what they did. They just dished out content and got people interested in this Noble thing, and it went on and on and on anyway. And basically, they got to the point where they finally had they had some backing at this point because they established a brand without having any products. And then basically they were supposed to release at the games. So they were supposed to come up to the CrossFit Games and the stuff arrived and it was shit.
Yeah.
So they decided at the CrossFit Games that it wasn't good enough and they weren't going to release it. Right. They had a booth at the CrossFit Games that they didn't use, that they just used to sit and chat to people, basically.
Yeah, like that's like, I know, like obviously that's like that's a tale where like you know it's shit and it's like it's shit that's happened to them, but it's kind of like a little bit like encouraging for us that like you can hear that, you know, a company of their stature and look at where they are now have like
absolutely
like, because we're not from like a background which suggests we know what we're talking about in terms of fashion and stuff like that. We just know what we like, and we know what, you know, we don't really know about business much either. You know, we know, you know, the basics, and we know like what probably constitutes good practice and bad practice, but like, you know, I don't know, we'll make it work in some way, shape or form, and if not this, it'll be something, but we just want something that we can together we can work on, you know, because we are a little team. So we do everything together. She's my best mate. I mean, she's also my worst enemy as well at times. We want to make a future for ourselves, and I don't want to work as a lorry driver for the rest of my life. And you know, Rachel loves teaching, but I'm sure she's overloaded with terms of what she has to do for work and stuff like that. And we'd love nothing more to be able to be safe, we're sustainable by ourselves in terms of business and stuff like that. We'll make something work one day. That's our goal. And, you know, if we don't, then we'll die trying. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's the attitude you got to have. Like, me and Josh always joke about, we say it a lot, like, we basically ready, shoot, aim. Do you know what I mean? Like, the amount of things that we've started off with, and like the podcast as an example, we were like, yeah, let's just start a podcast. And we had no fucking clue what we were doing. We still don't.
And that was it.
Yeah. Like, and
it's brilliant, the podcast, and like, you know, I've watched some of your episodes, and Crisis have gave us an act to follow by going after John from John. You know, it's
to be fair, I've laughed just as much in this one as on John Woolley's, so you know.
You know, you're doing great with it, like, and I listen to podcasts. I'm a lorry driver, so all I do, I can't listen to music. It's true. I'm in the lorry on my own up to 14 hours sometimes a day. You know what I mean? And I can't listen to. Need to listen to conversations. So I've listened to you guys, and I've listened to. You know, I listen to podcasts, and it's brilliant. And like the fact that you're doing it, it's like it's brilliant putting it out there, and that's what we want to do. We want to do it ourselves. And, you know, we even started doing our own little vlog as well, which we try and help promote the clothing. But like, you know what, we kind of enjoy doing that more at the moment, and like, and it's not like, you know, it's not going to make us millionaires. It's not going to make us even. We're not even going to be able to like live off it. But we enjoy doing that. We don't care if that's money. We just enjoy doing that. It's us being us, acting divvies, you know, saying. And
that's good. Do you know what I mean? Like, you don't have to make money off everything, do you? Do you know what I mean? If you enjoy doing it, and that's part of it.
Yeah, money like it's definitely not a motivator in terms of the vlog. Man, and you know what? After we looked at our first one the other week, and it's like, it was good, but it was terrible as well.
We argued through most of it.
Yeah. And then, like, we've looked at the way now, and it may not be, content might not be fantastically better, but we're getting better at like getting more confidence on the camera. We're getting more
really
confident. Like editing's getting better. We've got little intros and outros, and you know, yeah, it's getting there. Like, and we enjoy doing that. That's just cool. And so, like you guys, what you're doing here, it's an inspiration to us as well. You know what I mean? Seeing people who like are our
just
friends
go
and
for it and do it.
yeah, it's like you're doing it, we're gonna do it, so we're gonna give it our best go, man.
We appreciate that.
Thank you.
And like with regards to the vlog, it is one of the questions we had on here that we obviously just what was the inspiration for starting that? What made you go, do you know what? Like I'm gonna
We
be
are
better.
the Lobsters.
Yeah, we are the Lobsters. I'm gonna be better than that Rich T motherfucker. He's never gonna listen to this. It's sound. And if he does, I'll tell him.
we got called the Lobsters. It wasn't us who called us it.
Oh, it was because we've been together just over a month, and I posted a picture of him on the Instagram, and I wrote "found my lobster." So in the gym, everyone just took the piss out of us.
That's a reference.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that was
Is it
it.
lobster?
I didn't know what it was like, and so, like next thing everyone's going,
The coach was like, "We are the Lobster."
yeah, so everyone used to walk in, we go, "We are the Lobsters," and sing it at us, and then start getting called the Lobsters on the board, and like she gets called what, Lobster Claus. She gets called Mrs. Lobster Claus, and I get called Mr. Lobster Claus in the gym. It's like, so it's stuff. Like, yeah.
That's glad it's not just our gym that stuff like that happens in though.
Yeah.
Like,
Very CrossFit thing, that.
Yeah. You have a new name now.
Fish because he's got zero mobility. He's got the mobility of a fish. we got like loads of random nicknames like.
The vlog, just how did we start?
We just started off the back of trying to promote Anne, didn't we?
Yeah.
Just thought, like, yeah.
Also GoPro and just went with it.
Yeah, because you know, like as I say, I always listen to the podcast, and it's something that interested me, and I thought, creating content, why not? So we just thought, you know, just do us training, see how it gets on, and like you know, you see success of like Team Richie and you know the Buttery Bros and whatnot. And obviously we're not going to get to that level, but why not just enjoy shooting?
Yeah, definitely.
And never say never. Like we literally were laughing. We can't believe some of the people that are coming on this podcast. Like, I don't like saying on the podcast because this will go out before they come on, and if any of them let us down or anything like that, then like I don't want to be like, oh yeah, we're having such and such, buddy. But we've got
people you've had on says enough.
Yeah, but we've got some people lined up, and like I thought Sean Woodlands was going to be as good as it got, and then like there's just more and more have just rattled through the door that I'm going to be sat there going.
Well, that's what I said to Josh. Josh put about Sean Woodlands going on. I was like, bloody hell, that's amazing, that man. And he was like, well, you should wait to see who else we've got to come in. And it was Make What's Great Again. I was like, bloody hell, and we had to follow him. And I was like,
it was one of them though, like you don't get. And like with all these people, most of them are genuine people. Do you know what I mean? So just start speaking to them. And I think CrossFit's quite unique because people in CrossFit want people to succeed.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So when they look at like, you know, two lads just starting a podcast, it's like, yeah, I want to help them. Do you know what I mean? I think it's why a lot of like CrossFitters become coaches as well, because they like the idea of helping people get better and things like that. So yeah, and obviously like we've had a great response from people as well. So yeah, it's going good, but again, you don't get, do you? So
you know, it generates interest and other people want to see it, and the next thing you know, like everyone would probably be asking if they can come on to you. You know what I mean? Instead of the other way around, and you know, you never know that might happen in the near future. And you know, like we with the vlog, like with us, we're not the type. We just thought we'll just document our training and whatnot, and then you know, a few arguments and whatever, and people find it funny and that. And then next thing, obviously, we've got Rach Mitchell in our gym, who's you know been the CrossFit Games a couple of times, and he's amazing. Rach. So we just done an episode with Rach as well, and that done really well. Like everyone loved it. Like, and then you know, one of the lads in our gym, Danny, went and trained with Zach George, and like we met Zach George at Strength and Depth, and what a nice guy, you know what I mean? And like
such a nice guy.
Danny was saying, like, you know, if you went down there and trained with Zach, he'd let you do a vlog with him. You know what, he would. Because you know, we're quite like we don't believe in ourselves in terms of like, well, don't believe in ourselves is wrong, but like we don't want to get too big for our boots. So, you know, can we get George on our vlog? But
I think you should. I mean, I've asked him and he's completely ignored me. But
Go, go for
you don't
it.
actually don't get, do you?
We legit asked Matt Fraser the other day.
Why not though? Yeah.
What's
the worst you get is a no, or like, and obviously they get like fucking thousands of messages every day. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they're not gonna obviously reply to them all and stuff. But yeah, like I've had more no's than yeses in terms of guests, but yet we've still got like 60 episodes worth of guests lined up. So.
Yeah. What's the phrase? Aim for the stars and you'll land on the moon. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's like,
there you go.
You've far enough time, you'll get enough yeses. You know what I mean? Which doesn't matter. It doesn't matter when you look at who you end up to speak to and get to know, and you know it's brilliant, man.
Definitely. And me and Josh did discuss this. Like, we'd love to like be involved in the vlog and do some stuff with that, and like I know you guys come down to us training, so I think it'd be pretty cool to do an episode on that. And like,
yeah, definitely, man. Yeah, I mean, listen, we just like to have fun with it. There's not much of a direction with it in terms of it's just listen. Let's just put the camera on, see what we catch. I'll edit it at the end. I'm not like edit it in any other way. I'll just make it. I'll make me look good and everyone else look bad. Yeah,
no, that would be really cool. Like, I'd get rid of all this COVID stuff, and then absolutely that'd be a right laugh.
It's about having a laugh, isn't it? We just me and her argue on it, and I think the arguments that we have on it are part of the reason why people like it. Because we don't argue in this way. It's just like I remember me and her our first one arguing over what was that thing you like that you believe in? Law of attraction, yeah. And she said, well, no, well, I went, it doesn't really work, and she goes, well, that's why it won't work because you don't believe in it.
No, it's cool because it's like it's relatable,
yeah.
And that's something John Woolley was saying so much about his Instagram page. It's so funny and it gets such a good response because it is so relatable and relevant. Do you know what I mean? Like all CrossFitters know what it's like to fall off a box or watch the mate fall off a box and then laugh at him. Do you know what I mean? And like, so people are gonna laugh at it because it's funny.
Yeah, he was so relatable, as well. Like, and he's like, you just look at them and go, "Oh, they'll get on in a minute," and he just
I'll be alright. He's only bleeding from one area, it's fine.
No, don't need to cut any limbs off. We're good.
No,
but no, yeah. So like, we definitely need to put something together and make sure that it happens. Maybe stick about at the end, and we'll figure something out for when, because we can train in groups of 5 now.
Yeah, that's it.
so
how good is the zoom on your camera?
So I think we can make this happen. Anyway, so we're going to ask some fun finishing questions to sort of start to wrap it up. And first one, obviously, I always say it's to get me more books in my library. But first one is a book recommendation, if not a film recommendation, or both. Why there's 2 here?
Yeah. Film. What did we watch the other day? Which is quite good. We watched the film the other day. Last night we watched the Steve Jobs film the other day.
Right.
She didn't particularly like it. You know what? It's not a film I'm going to say. Definitely don't watch it. That was a film we watched the other day. It was all right. We just highlighted that he's a bit of a divvy, to be fair. But, Unbroken.
Okay.
Have you seen that?
No.
Give it a go, man. It's a true story. He's a former Olympian. He was an Olympian at the time. So at the start, when you're watching it, you might think it seems a little bit unrealistic, but my God, let it get into it, man. It's a really powerful film, mate.
Right? Yeah. Let's give that a watch.
Cool. Any books?
She's the one for the books, really.
Josh was Why We Sleep.
And she bought it for me.
Well, I bought it for him, but
she ended up having it.
I read it. It's definitely one of the best books I've ever read.
Nice. I'm reading a book at the moment which is called the diet behind the myth behind the diet, or
right.
Myth, I think. Yeah, or diet myth. That's what it's called, diet myth. It's good. It's really good. It's broken down really well. It's obviously it's about how we eat and stuff like that, and just basically why people are obese and stuff like that. But it's doing it no favors in the way in which I'm saying it, but it's really laid out really into layman's terms, but not dead basic. You learn, and it's a good book. I'm only a quarter of the way into it, but so far it's not the type of book that keep me entertained, but it is doing.
Yeah.
So sometimes they're just easy reads that you can just pick up and just be like, yeah, these are the best ones.
Into him, but Vex King, good. vibes, good life.
Right.
That's one of my favourite books as well. It's just all about like positive mindset and things like that. It's really good.
Yeah,
Law of attraction.
Oh, yeah. You know what? Like I was having this conversation, not law of attraction, but like just positive mindset books with Emma last night, and I got absolutely nowhere. So I'm going to recommend that book to Emma and be like,
she'll send me like always like extracts from and like she absolutely loved that Vex King one. But one of my pet peeves with Rachel is we'll say, right, we'll read before bed, so we both get in bed together. I'll get my book out, she'll get her book out, and then every 2 minutes she'll go, yeah, look at this, and she tells me like she can read an extract, or she'll read her extract to me. I'm like, well, all I'm doing now is just listening to you read, because I'm not getting to read my book.
just get to read your story, bedtime
There you
story.
go, that's it. That's it.
Be like Audible, but free. Awesome. So one that I'm going to get you guys to try and break down for us is podium picks. So top 3 dick gym moves. So examples being like dropping empty barbells, chalking up your hands for press ups, those kind of things. Well,
Any pet peeves that you've got?
yeah, anything that you see somebody
Top 3.
doing in the gym and you think wanker.
When they stand spot, you know, when you set it up with the mat and the plates, and then halfway through a WOD, someone takes your handstand press up.
Yeah,
we don't have that.
Yeah.
That must be a Liverpool thing, that.
In our gym, it's kind of like the way the rig is worked out on the wall. It's kind of like there's like a bar and then another bar in your rig there, and it goes along that way. You could probably get 2 people in between each vertical pole, but usually you'll have one person at that pole. So if the floor's quite bad in our gym, so you'll have to have 2 plates and a mat, just level it out, you know, so you're not banging your head on the concrete floor. So like if you have that, then that's kind of like set with like a pull-up area, and like that's your area to do your handstand press-ups or whatever. So if you have to do something that takes you away from that area, you usually find that everyone gets it, whether it be your bar or your pull-up bar area or your and then next thing you're fuming and you're
it's for time.
I'm not fuming because I can go anywhere. I'm not after bar banging me flat head.
To be fair, that's why Emma hates training with me, because I'm so used to training on my own. I do just go wherever I want, and then and when people start getting in my way, I'm like, why is the people here? Like I'm just used to training at 2:00 in the afternoon when there's only Josh in the gym. So
I think one of my big peeves is space invaders. So like if you're set up to like the WOD's going on, or not even necessarily the WOD, say it's open gym and you just set up and you're at the back out of the way, and like someone just comes and sets up a rack right on top of you doing double unders or whatever. It's like, well, now you've set up with a more powerful move probably than me. Like you can still squat, I can't double under now, and I was here first, and I've got to move. But that's probably my main one.
And I chalk up prep.
And she, when you said chalking up for hands for press ups before, I just looked at her because she's the worst chalker. She chalks her hands to go on a 400-meter run. Terrible. So yeah, I'll say anything to do with chalk because it goes all of us.
All right, Rach, what's yours then? If you can pick one.
Of him?
Anyone.
I mean, yeah, go.
Go on.
Can't even think. Probably just a handstand push-up thing, you know, when someone robs your space.
Speaking of handstand push-ups, one that really annoys me that I've just thought about is, so you guys have mats, don't you? Like flat mats. Yeah. So we use 2 15-key plates and then an ab mat. So those plates and the ab mat should be against the wall. Yeah. So if this is the wall, they should be butted up against it. When people set the plates here with the ab mat and the handstand push-ups are doing this.
Yeah, I don't know what you mean.
And then you push the plates back in. I can't do it like that. I'm like, well, you can't do handstand push-ups.
I think another one of my pet peeves are people who strategically place themselves based on what the WOD is. So like, instead of just going and getting like if the workout is...
You're one to say you do that. He'll go right by the door, so I've got to jump over him doing his babies. Can you run?
Really fucking funny. If I do it.
Oh yeah, I'll tell you one thing I don't like. Rep cheats. That's probably the
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
that's the biggest.
No, my problem is obviously rep cheats, but it's not. I don't mind people shaving reps if you're just going to go in the gym and you know what, you're there just to get fit and you're just doing your best. And you know what, if you're dying and you're suffering and you're just like, right, I'm done on this part now and I'm out. But it's the people who are very capable and are very good that shave reps and you just like, right, I finished first today and their name's top of the board. And it's like, why should we believe? Why have you got this automatic like? Everyone believe me that I'm the best, and if you've all just got to accept that I'm the best. It's like it just annoys me. But you know what? I'm trying to learn not to let it annoy me because it just does me head in. Like
Well, Fraser says it, doesn't he, about like when people take gear and stuff. He's like, if you want to take gear, that's absolutely fine. So, but when that starts affecting me on the competition floor, then we've got a problem. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, it's like you do you, bro, until it starts affecting me.
And I think it's like that. I think like initially with Rachel, like when she was starting to get into like competitively training, like she used to take it as like, you know, used to knock her confidence when like you'd see like she was doing dead well, and then like someone who just like randomly made up the score and goes, well, I finished like, it's like, and they're like, I thought I was doing well, and I'm like, I finished terribly, and I'm like, just honestly, just let it go over your head. I'm like, you got to have, and you suppose every gym, no matter where you're at, everyone's the same.
What they're doing doesn't affect you, does it? Do you know what I mean? So that's on them.
We had some in our gym who came in, and I think he was a fireman. He didn't stay long, but he beat Jason Khalifa's world record on one. I know that much.
We had someone doing Murph in like 28 minutes or something, didn't we, lad?
We did. And I was like, no, he didn't. I sent him the scores from the games. I was like, these are the scores that they got at the CrossFit Games. You're 4 minutes faster than Josh Bridges. I'm like, I think you might have missed something. And he's like, I think his text back actually was, I think your mile run might be a bit short then. I'm like, no, it doesn't. I'm like,
okay, all right.
Brilliant. I love it. That does tickle me. I always like to give people the benefit of the doubt. But then every now and again, you'll be like coaching a class and you'll be like 7, 8, and they're like, what? I'm like, nah, yeah, you're only on 8, mate.
Like, you finished a 15-minute AMRAP in 9 minutes, you fucking cheat. What are you doing?
Someone shouts time on an AMRAP.
Okay, last question, and then we'll move on to this and that. If you could pick one person that you could just like sit down and learn everything you could from, you got like 24 hours to just spend all day with them and be like, right, I want to absorb as much of your knowledge as humanly possible, who would it be?
I know yours.
Is this in terms of CrossFit or in
it can be anything and any.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Mine would be Jay Shetty.
Right, okay.
I don't know who that is.
So obviously the answer for me would, if I was saying CrossFit, everyone's going to say Matt Fraser, but in terms of like just as a general person who I just like take a lot from, it's Joe Rogan for me. Like,
right.
I think he's great. All his views, and he's not bothered if people don't like him, but like he doesn't go out to actively like upset anyone, and it's like if you want to be, I don't know, however you want, he'll speak to someone in a manner in which they want to be spoke to. He's not condescending, but in the same way, he's like, you know, he's just him. And like, as I say, she's Jay Shetty, like, he's, I don't know, what you tell her about Jay Shetty? He's just
like a mentor, and he used to be a monk.
Right.
Yeah. Things like that. And I do like all of his meditations and stuff. But yeah, and again, positive mindset, he's all about that, so.
To be fair, if you like him and you like those meditations, you should check out Justin Su'a. It's SUA. He does like 3-minute podcasts.
Yeah. And
they're just like very along those lines and like sort of like something that you can listen to. I think he does one every day. I'll see if I can find it for you. Send you the link. But it is like it's 3 minutes of, oh, today we're going to think about this positive thing, and then sort of like give you a way to start the day properly. And there's hundreds of them because of I think he does 1 or 2 every day. Let me see if I can find it for you.
Yeah, she just found them now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like, she's massively into that. I like I'm like into positive thinking and stuff like that, so I don't want to give the impression that I'm not. I like all the positive mindset and stuff like that. I'm all for that. Joe Rogan's all for that. Is like, that's what I mean. He's like visualize he's heavily into martial arts and stuff like that. So in the UFC, he's like, fighters visualize the fight as they go through it, and all different sort of possibilities that could come out of it. And that's my way of thinking, is like visualize it, and maybe in your head you've already came across 99% of the problems that may occur. So when they do occur, you know how to sort of deal with it. Whereas like, you're the one. What was that one thing again? Law of attraction.
That thing.
Not the opposite. I don't think like it's a science to the law of attraction. I think more that like, if you think about it, you'll be prepared for it. Like, and obviously, positive thinking sort of creates positive outcome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I like it. Excellent. So we're going to move on to this and that, and we'll go Lee, then Rach, and basically it's dead easy. It's like snatch or clean and jerk. So
just quick fire answers.
Yeah, quick fire answers, whichever one you think.
Oh,
you, me, is it?
Yeah, so we'll go Lee, snatch or clean and jerk.
Okay, yeah. So now,
yeah,
clean and jerk.
Rach.
Yeah.
Nice. Running or rowing?
Rowing.
Running.
Air bike or rowing?
Rowing.
Yeah.
Ooh, nobody likes the air bike.
No.
Front squat or back squat?
Back squat for me knee.
Front squat. Pizza or ice
I feel
cream?
Rach is just arguing with Lee. Sorry, what was that last one?
Pizza or ice cream?
Both went pizza.
Both went pizza. Good call. So Olympic gold medal or £1 million?
Olympic gold medal.
£1 million?
Lee, your answer's the correct one. Just put in there.
We always assumed that the answer was just going to be Olympic gold medal for everybody, and we've been like pretty surprised so far how many people have gone £1 million. Yeah, definitely.
She'll be thinking, well, with £1 million, I'll get them to make me my own.
Cookies or donuts?
Cookies.
Donuts.
Cooks. We need to find these yum nut things, don't we, lad?
Seen it last night. Seen it advertised. Yeah, I was watching Britain's Got Talent because I'm fucking awesome. It's on the advert. The yum nuts.
So she wasn't winding us up.
She wasn't. Yeah.
So we had Kelly McCoy on yesterday, and she told us that we've got to try yum nuts from Marks and Spencer's. And I just don't want to queue up for 4 days to try and get a yum nut at the minute.
Very ominous, like, but I'll take it.
I know, I was like, yum nuts. Is she taking the piss out of us?
You'd love yum nuts.
I forgot where we're up to. Books or movies?
Movies for me.
Movies. Football or CrossFit? Oh.
I'll go for now. The old me would have said football, though.
CrossFit.
Awesome. Right, guys, thank you very much for taking some time to talk with us today. Really appreciate it. Have you got anything that you want to talk about? Anything you want to promote? Obviously, you've got the vlog and stuff like that.
How can people find you? Things like that. Yeah,
how can we find you if they want to give you a follow?
Probably just say the vlog, which is the Lobsters on YouTube. If you could get on that, and obviously we've got our Iron Clothing it's on Instagram. We've got a website as well called Iron Clothing at just ironclothing.com. And there's just a vlog really, like, cause that's where we're putting most of our efforts and energy towards at the moment. And you know, Rachel keeps a lot of her Instagram quite active with her workouts and that as well. And like, I repost the workouts and that with her.
All the effort.
That's Rachel. And
awesome. Excellent. We'll get all those in the show notes so that people can find you. And again, thanks very much for taking the time to speak to us today, guys. Obviously, if you enjoyed this episode, please like, subscribe, share, review, comment, anything that helps us get it out there. The more likes and comments that we get, the better. Yeah, subscribe. Usual drill. Again, guys, thank you very much for tuning into another episode of AgogeTV, and we'll see you next time. Peace.